It was the year 334 BCE, and Alexander the Great stood at the edge of a decision that would change the course of history. Legend has it that on the eve of his invasion of Persia, he dreamed of a radiant figure, a divine presence urging him forward, promising victory. That vision became the spark that ignited one of the most ambitious military campaigns the ancient world had ever seen. But was it just a dream or something more? Across centuries and civilizations, leaders have been guided, inspired, and even haunted by dreams and visions. These intangible experiences, often dismissed as mere imagination, have shaped empires, toppled kingdoms, and rewritten the destinies of nations. So how did something as fleeting as a dream wield such immense power? In this video, we'll explore the profound role of dreams and visions in ancient leadership, how they were interpreted, why they were trusted, and the lasting impact they had on the world. From the divine whispers that guided Alexander to the prophetic visions that shaped entire cultures, we'll uncover the secrets behind these mysterious forces and the leaders who dared to follow them. Long before Alexander the Great, the ancient kings of Mesopotamia were already turning to dreams as a source of divine wisdom. In the world's first great civilization, dreams weren't just random thoughts, they were sacred messages believed to come directly from the gods themselves. Take Gilgamesh, the legendary king of Uruk, whose epic journey is one of the oldest stories ever recorded. In the Epic of Gilgamesh, dreams play a pivotal role, guiding the king through moments of triumph and despair. When Gilgamesh dreams of a falling star or a mighty axe, his mother, the wise goddess Ninsun, interprets these visions as signs of an impending alliance or a coming challenge. For Mesopotamian leaders, dreams were more than just symbols. They were blueprints for action handed down by the divine. But how did these rulers ensure they received such guidance? Enter the practice of dream incubation, a ritual performed in sacred temples. Kings and priests would enter these holy spaces, often dedicated to gods like Enki, the god of wisdom, or Shamash, the god of justice. There they would sleep on special beds, hoping to receive a vision or message from the divine. These weren't casual prayers, they were carefully orchestrated ceremonies designed to open a direct line of communication with the gods. The stakes were high. A dream could dictate whether a king went to war, formed an alliance, or even how they ruled their people. It was a system built on trust that the gods were speaking and that their words held the key to survival and success. The Epic of Gilgamesh offers a fascinating glimpse into this world. In one particularly striking moment, Gilgamesh dreams of a meteor falling to Earth, which his mother interprets as a sign of his future friendship with Enkidu. This dream doesn't just foreshadow their bond, it validates it, giving Gilgamesh the confidence to embrace Enkidu as an equal and trusted companion. For ancient Mesopotamians, dreams weren't just personal, they were political. They shaped alliances, justified decisions, and even legitimized a ruler's authority. If a king claimed a dream had guided him, who could argue? After all, it wasn't his word, it was the gods. This profound belief in the power of dreams didn't stay confined to Mesopotamia. As trade routes expanded and cultures mingled, the practice of seeking divine guidance through dreams began to spread. From the banks of the Tigris and Euphrates, the idea that dreams could shape leadership traveled far and wide, influencing kings and commanders across the ancient world. And as we'll see, this was just the beginning of a much larger story, one where dreams and visions continued to shape the fate of nations, leaders, and even entire civilizations. Moving from the fertile lands of Mesopotamia, we arrive in ancient Egypt, where dreams took on an even more profound role in shaping the destiny of its rulers. Here, the pharaohs weren't just kings, they were living gods, intermediaries between the heavens and the earth. and dreams, they were the sacred threads that wove their divine authority into the fabric of society. One of the most striking examples comes from the reign of Thutmose IV, a pharaoh whose claim to power was forever tied to a mysterious vision. As the story goes, before Thutmose became pharaoh, he was a young prince resting in the shadow of the great Sphinx. In his dream, the Sphinx itself spoke to him, promising him the throne of Egypt if he would clear the sand that had buried its massive body. When Thutmose awoke, he fulfilled the Sphinx's request, and soon after he was crowned pharaoh. To commemorate this divine encounter, Thutmose erected the Dream Stele, a stone monument placed between the Sphinx's paws. This wasn't just a piece of art, it was a powerful declaration. The Dream Stele served as proof that the gods had chosen Thutmose, legitimizing his rule and silencing any doubts about his right to lead. But Thutmose's story wasn't unique. In ancient Egypt, dreams were deeply intertwined with leadership. Pharaohs often claimed to receive visions from deities like Ra, the sun god, or Ammon, the king of the gods. These dreams weren't just personal revelations, they were political tools used to reinforce the pharaoh's divine right to rule. By presenting themselves as the chosen vessels of the gods, Egyptian rulers solidified their authority and maintained order in a society where religion and governance were inseparable. The practice of interpreting dreams was also highly formalized in Egypt. Priests, known as masters of secrets, were trained to decipher the messages of the gods. They used dream books which contained lists of symbols and their meanings to guide their interpretations. For example, dreaming of a snake might signify danger, while seeing a falcon could indicate divine protection. These interpretations weren't just for the ruling elite. Ordinary Egyptians also sought guidance through dreams, believing them to be a direct line to the divine. Yet, what set Egypt apart was how its rulers used dreams to craft a narrative of divine favor. While Mesopotamian kings sought dreams as blueprints for action, Egyptian pharaohs used them as proof of their godlike status. This wasn't just about personal ambition, it was about maintaining the cosmic order, or Mat, which was the foundation of Egyptian society. By aligning themselves with the gods through dreams, pharaohs ensured their people believed in their ability to protect and guide the kingdom. This approach to dreams wasn't just limited to Egypt, though. As we look across the ancient world, we see fascinating contrasts. In Mesopotamia, dreams were practical, guiding decisions and alliances. In Egypt, they were symbolic, reinforcing the divine nature of leadership. These differences highlight how cultures adapted the concept of divine visions to fit their unique beliefs and needs. And as we'll see, this interplay between dreams, leadership, and culture only grew more complex as empires rose and fell across the ancient world. In the rugged hills of ancient Greece, nestled at the foot of Mount Parnassus, stood the Oracle of Delphi, a place where the mortal and divine worlds were said to intersect. For centuries, Greek leaders made the pilgrimage to this sacred site, seeking guidance from the Pythia, the high priestess who served as the mouthpiece of Apollo. Among those who sought her wisdom was Alexander the Great, who, even after his decisive dreams, turned to the oracle to confirm his divine destiny. The Pythia's cryptic prophecies were more than just advice, they were seen as the voice of the gods, shaping the fate of individuals and nations alike. One of the most famous examples of this divine interplay comes from the story of Croesus, the wealthy king of Lydia. Before launching a military campaign against Persia, Croesus sent envoys to Delphi, bearing lavish gifts to ensure the oracle's favor. The Pythia's response was as enigmatic as ever. "If you cross the Halys River, you will destroy a great empire." Confident in his interpretation, Croesus took this as a sign of victory and marched his army forward. Yet the empire that fell was his own. The oracle's words, though true, had been a double-edged sword, revealing the peril of misinterpreting divine messages. This cautionary tale underscores the profound influence and potential pitfalls of relying on prophetic visions in leadership. For the Greeks, dreams and oracles were not separate realms but intertwined sources of divine insight. While dreams were often seen as personal messages from the gods, oracles provided a more public and institutionalized form of prophecy. Leaders like Alexander the Great navigated both, blending the intimate revelations of dreams with the authoritative pronouncements of the Pythia. This dual approach allowed them to present their decisions as divinely sanctioned, reinforcing their legitimacy in the eyes of their people. But the Greek relationship with dreams and visions didn't end with oracles and military campaigns. Philosophers like Aristotle and Plato also grappled with the meaning of dreams, though their interpretations were far more analytical. Aristotle, for instance, saw dreams as reflections of the waking mind, devoid of divine intervention. Plato, on the other hand, believed that dreams could reveal deeper truths about the soul, offering a glimpse into the realm of the ideal. These philosophical debates added another layer to the Greek understanding of dreams, showing how they could be both a source of practical guidance and a subject of intellectual inquiry. This rich tapestry of belief where dreams, oracles, and philosophy intertwined highlights the complexity of Greek leadership. Whether through the cryptic words of the Pythia or the symbolic visions of dreams, Greek leaders sought to align themselves with the divine, using these revelations to guide their actions and justify their authority. Yet, as the story of Croesus reminds us, such power came with risks. Misinterpretation could lead to disaster, and even the wisest leaders had to tread carefully when navigating the will of the gods. As we move forward, we'll see how this blending of dreams, prophecy, and philosophy continued to evolve, influencing leaders far beyond the borders of Greece. From the oracles of Delphi to the battlefields of Persia, the ancient world's fascination with divine visions shaped not only individual destinies but the course of history itself. And as we delve deeper, we'll uncover how these ancient practices laid the groundwork for the ways we still think about dreams, leadership, and the mysteries of the human experience. While the ancient world often saw dreams as sacred messages from the gods, one man challenged this belief, reshaping how dreams were understood for centuries to come. Enter Aristotle, the great philosopher of ancient Greece, who approached dreams not as divine whispers but as natural phenomena rooted in the workings of the human mind. In his work on dreams, Aristotle argued that dreams were the remnants of daily thoughts and sensory experiences, replayed during sleep like echoes of the waking world. This was a radical departure from the mystical interpretations of Mesopotamia and Egypt, where dreams were seen as direct communication from the divine. For Aristotle, dreams were not prophecies or commands, they were reflections of the self, shaped by memory, emotion, and the body. Aristotle's rational approach marked a turning point in how dreams were perceived, especially among the educated elite. While earlier cultures had relied on priests and dream interpreters to decode the will of the gods, Aristotle encouraged a more introspective view. Leaders who embraced his philosophy began to see their dreams not as external guidance but as windows into their own psyche. This shift had profound implications. Instead of seeking divine approval for every decision, leaders could use their dreams to better understand their fears, desires, and motivations. It was a move toward self-awareness, one that placed greater emphasis on human agency rather than divine intervention. Yet, this philosophical shift didn't erase the ancient world's fascination with dreams. Even as Aristotle's ideas gained traction, many leaders continued to value dreams as meaningful, whether they viewed them as divine messages or psychological reflections. Take the Romans, for example, who inherited much of their culture and philosophy from the Greeks. Roman leaders like Julius Caesar and Augustus still placed great importance on dreams, often interpreting them as omens of their destiny. Augustus, in particular, was said to have dreamed of a divine hand lifting him to the heavens, a vision he later used to bolster his claim as Rome's first emperor. Despite Aristotle's influence, the mystical allure of dreams persisted, blending with more rational interpretations in fascinating ways. This blending of the mystical and the rational created a unique duality in how dreams were understood. On one hand, leaders could turn to philosophers like Aristotle for a scientific explanation of their nocturnal visions. On the other, they could still embrace the ancient belief that dreams held a deeper, perhaps even divine, significance. This duality allowed dreams to remain a powerful tool in leadership, adaptable to both the practical needs of governance and the spiritual expectations of the people. Whether seen as divine messages or personal reflections, dreams continued to shape decisions, inspire action, and legitimize authority. As we move forward, we'll see how this interplay between reason and mysticism evolved, influencing leaders far beyond the borders of Greece and Rome. From the philosophical debates of ancient thinkers to the ambitious dreams of emperors, the ancient world's fascination with dreams reveals a timeless truth. Whether divine or human in origin, dreams have always held the power to shape the course of history. And as we explore further, we'll uncover how these ancient ideas continue to resonate in our understanding of leadership, ambition, and the mysteries of the human mind. As the Roman Empire rose to dominate the ancient world, dreams continued to play a pivotal role in shaping its leadership, but with a distinctly Roman twist. For Roman emperors, dreams weren't just personal revelations. They were tools of power carefully wielded to legitimize rule and unify a sprawling empire. Perhaps no story captures this better than that of Constantine the Great and his legendary vision before the Battle of Milvian Bridge. On the eve of this decisive conflict in the year 312, Constantine reportedly saw a blazing symbol in the sky, the Chi-Rho, the first two letters of Christ's name in Greek. Accompanied by the words, "In this sign you shall conquer," the vision inspired Constantine to adopt Christianity and paint the Chi-Rho on his soldiers' shields. The result, a resounding victory that not only secured his rule but also marked a turning point in history, as Christianity began its ascent to becoming the dominant religion of the Roman Empire. Constantine's vision wasn't just a moment of personal faith, it was a masterstroke of political strategy. By attributing his success to divine intervention, he positioned himself as a ruler chosen by God, a narrative that resonated deeply with both his soldiers and his subjects. This wasn't unique to Constantine, though. Roman emperors often used dreams and visions to reinforce their authority, presenting themselves as divinely favored leaders whose rule was both inevitable and justified. Dreams became a kind of imperial currency, a way to align the emperor's ambitions with the will of the gods, or, in Constantine's case, the Christian God. Behind this political use of dreams were the dream interpreters, known as Wanera critics, who held significant influence in the Roman court. These skilled individuals were more than just fortune tellers. They were advisors, using their knowledge of symbols and omens to guide emperors in matters of war, diplomacy, and governance. Their interpretations could make or break an emperor's claim to divine favor, and their role highlights just how deeply entwined dreams were with the machinery of Roman power. For the people, the emperor's dreams weren't just personal, they were public, a sign that the gods were watching over the empire and its leader. Yet, as Christianity spread across the Roman world, the interpretation of dreams began to shift. Early Christian thinkers, influenced by both Jewish traditions and Greek philosophy, saw dreams as potential messages from God, but they also approached them with caution. Unlike the pagan emperors who used dreams to justify their rule, Christian leaders like Saint Augustine emphasized discernment, warning that not all dreams were divine. Some, they believed, could be temptations or deceptions from evil forces. This new perspective added layers of complexity to how dreams were understood, blending the mystical with the moral. The rise of Christianity didn't erase the political use of dreams, however. Instead, it transformed it. Emperors like Constantine continued to invoke divine visions to legitimize their rule, but now they did so within a Christian framework. Dreams became a way to demonstrate piety and divine favor, reinforcing the idea that the emperor was not just a ruler but a protector of the faith. This fusion of religion and politics would shape the medieval world, where kings and queens would claim visions and miracles to bolster their authority. What's fascinating about the Roman approach to dreams is how it reveals the intersection of faith, power, and pragmatism. Whether used to justify a military campaign or unify a fractured empire, dreams were more than just personal experiences, they were instruments of statecraft. And as the Roman Empire gave way to new kingdoms and cultures, the legacy of these prophetic visions would endure, influencing how leaders across the centuries sought to align themselves with the divine. From the battlefields of ancient Rome to the courts of medieval Europe, the power of dreams to shape leadership remained a constant, a testament to their enduring hold on the human imagination. As the Roman Empire gave way to the rise of Christianity, dreams took on a new significance, one deeply rooted in faith and divine purpose. Early Christian leaders saw dreams not as random visions but as sacred messages, direct communications from God meant to guide, warn, or inspire. One of the most compelling figures in this shift was Saint Augustine, whose writings explored the complex relationship between dreams and divine will. Augustine believed that while some dreams were indeed messages from God, others could be deceptive, sent by malevolent forces to lead the faithful astray. This duality introduced a new layer of discernment, urging Christians to approach their dreams with both faith and caution. Biblical stories further cemented the importance of dreams in early Christian thought. Take Joseph, the son of Jacob, whose dreams foretold his rise to power in Egypt. When Joseph dreamed of sheaves of grain bowing to him and stars paying him homage, his brothers scoffed, dismissing his visions as arrogance. Yet, these dreams were prophetic, foreshadowing Joseph's eventual role as a savior during a time of famine. For early Christians, Joseph's story became a powerful example of how God could use dreams to reveal his plans, even when their meaning wasn't immediately clear. Dreams were no longer just personal. They were part of a larger divine narrative, a way for God to communicate his will to his chosen people. This belief in the spiritual significance of dreams extended beyond biblical figures. Early Christian leaders often recounted their own visions as evidence of divine favor and guidance. For instance, Constantine's vision of the Chi-Rho before the Battle of Milvian Bridge wasn't just a turning point for the Roman Empire, it also became a cornerstone of Christian theology. His dream was interpreted as a sign that God had chosen him to lead not just an empire but a movement, one that would elevate Christianity from a persecuted faith to a dominant force. Dreams in this context became a tool for rallying followers, offering them hope and assurance that their leaders were acting under divine direction. But the Christian perspective on dreams wasn't just about power or prophecy. It also emphasized humility and introspection. Leaders like Augustine encouraged believers to reflect on their dreams as a way to deepen their relationship with God. Dreams could reveal hidden fears, unresolved conflicts, or even divine truths about one's purpose. This introspective approach added a deeply personal dimension to the Christian understanding of dreams, making them not just a source of guidance but also a means of spiritual growth. As Christianity spread across Europe, this nuanced view of dreams began to influence medieval leadership. Kings and queens, eager to align themselves with divine authority, often claimed to receive visions that justified their rule or inspired their actions. The blending of Christian theology with political ambition created a rich tapestry where dreams continued to play a central role in leadership, not just as tools of power, but as bridges between the earthly and the divine. This legacy would shape the medieval world, where dreams remained a powerful force in the lives of leaders and their followers alike. What makes the Christian approach to dreams so fascinating is how it balanced faith with discernment, prophecy with humility. Dreams were no longer just the domain of kings and emperors. They became a way for ordinary people to connect with the divine, to seek guidance in times of uncertainty, and to find meaning in the mysteries of life. And as we'll see, this spiritual dimension of dreams would continue to evolve, influencing leaders and cultures long after the fall of Rome. From the biblical stories of Joseph to the medieval courts of Europe, the power of dreams to shape leadership and faith remains a testament to their enduring hold on the human spirit. As the medieval world emerged from the shadows of the Roman Empire, dreams and visions took on a new life, becoming central to the legitimacy and ambition of its rulers. Kings like Charlemagne, the towering figure of the Carolingian Empire, didn't just rely on swords and strategies to build their realms. They leaned heavily on divine visions to justify their power. Charlemagne, crowned emperor of the Romans in the year 800, was said to have received a dream in which Saint Peter himself appeared, blessing his reign and endorsing his mission to unite Christendom. This wasn't just a private moment of faith, it was a public declaration, a way to align his rule with the will of God and silence any opposition. For medieval monarchs, dreams were more than personal, they were political, a way to transform earthly ambition into divine destiny. But the medieval world was a complex tapestry where Christian beliefs interwove with older pagan traditions. Dreams, once seen as messages from the gods of old, were now reinterpreted through the lens of Christianity. This blending created a unique cultural phenomenon where the mystical and the sacred coexisted. For example, in the Icelandic sagas, dreams often carried prophetic weight, guiding heroes and kings through perilous times. These traditions didn't disappear with the spread of Christianity. They adapted, merging with the new faith to create a hybrid understanding of dreams. In this way, medieval rulers could draw on both the authority of Christian visions and the ancient primal power of prophetic dreams, crafting a narrative that resonated with a diverse and deeply spiritual population. The Crusades, one of the most defining movements of the medieval period, offer a striking example of how dreams were used to inspire and legitimize action. When Pope Urban II called for the First Crusade in the year 1095, he framed it as a divine mission, a holy war to reclaim Jerusalem from Muslim control. Many leaders of the Crusades, such as Bohemond of Taranto, claimed to have received visions urging them to take up the cross. These dreams weren't just personal, they were rallying cries shared with their armies to bolster morale and reinforce the idea that their cause was blessed by God. In the chaos of battle, these visions became a source of hope and determination, uniting soldiers under a shared belief in their divine purpose. Yet, dreams in the medieval world weren't just tools of conquest, they were also sources of personal and spiritual transformation. Take the story of King Henry I of England, who reportedly dreamed of being attacked by angry peasants. This vision, interpreted as a warning, led him to take steps to improve the lives of his subjects, showcasing how dreams could influence not just warfare but governance. Whether used to justify a military campaign or inspire reform, dreams remained a powerful force in medieval leadership, shaping decisions and perceptions in profound ways. As the medieval era gave way to the Renaissance, the interpretation of dreams began to shift once again. The rise of humanism and scientific inquiry brought new perspectives, challenging the idea that dreams were purely divine messages. Thinkers like Leonardo da Vinci and later René Descartes explored dreams as reflections of the mind, opening the door to a more psychological understanding. This transition marked the beginning of a new chapter in the history of dreams, one where they were no longer just the domain of kings and priests, but also a subject of intellectual curiosity. Yet, even as the Renaissance reshaped how dreams were understood, their power to inspire and guide remained undiminished, a testament to their enduring hold on the human imagination. From the courts of Charlemagne to the battlefields of the Crusades, dreams and visions played a pivotal role in shaping medieval leadership. They were a bridge between the earthly and the divine, a way for rulers to claim divine favor and for their people to believe in a higher purpose. As we move into the Renaissance, we'll see how this ancient fascination with dreams evolved, blending the mystical with the rational in ways that continue to influence how we think about leadership, ambition, and the mysteries of the human mind. As the medieval world faded and the Renaissance dawned, dreams underwent a remarkable transformation, no longer seen solely as divine messages but as windows into the human mind and spirit. This period, often called the rebirth of art and knowledge, brought with it a renewed fascination with dreams, not just as tools of leadership but as sources of creativity and innovation. Among the towering figures of this era, Leonardo da Vinci stands out as a visionary who saw dreams as a wellspring of inspiration. In his notebooks, Leonardo often reflected on the mysterious workings of the mind during sleep, believing that dreams could unlock hidden truths and spark groundbreaking ideas. For Leonardo, dreams were not just passive experiences, they were active collaborators in the creative process, offering glimpses of the unseen and the extraordinary. Michelangelo, too, found profound meaning in his dreams. Legend has it that the iconic frescoes adorning the Sistine Chapel were inspired by a vivid dream in which Michelangelo saw the heavens opened, revealing the divine figures he would later immortalize on the chapel's ceiling. This blending of dreams and artistry wasn't just personal, it was deeply tied to the cultural and political landscape of the time. In Florence, the Medici family, particularly Lorenzo de' Medici, recognized the power of dreams to inspire not only art but also governance. Lorenzo, known as the Magnificent, was a patron of the arts and a shrewd political leader who believed that dreams could guide both creative and civic endeavors. Under his rule, Florence became a hub of innovation where dreams were celebrated as catalysts for progress. The Renaissance also saw a revival of interest in ancient dream theories, particularly those of Greek and Roman thinkers. Figures like Marsilio Ficino, a leading philosopher of the time, revisited the works of Plato and Aristotle, exploring how dreams could reveal the soul's deepest desires and fears. Ficino's writings on the subject influenced not only artists but also leaders, who began to see dreams as tools for self-reflection and decision-making. This intellectual revival didn't just stay confined to Italy. It spread across Europe, shaping how dreams were understood and utilized in leadership and culture. As the Renaissance gave way to the age of exploration, dreams took on a new role in guiding the ambitions of leaders and adventurers alike. Explorers like Christopher Columbus and Ferdinand Magellan often spoke of dreams that fueled their voyages, visions of uncharted lands and untold riches that drove them to brave the unknown. For Columbus, in particular, dreams were intertwined with his sense of divine mission, a belief that he was destined to discover new worlds. These dreams weren't just personal. They were shared, becoming part of the collective imagination that propelled Europe into a new era of discovery. What makes the Renaissance approach to dreams so fascinating is how it bridged the mystical and the rational, the personal and the universal. Dreams were no longer just the domain of kings or priests. They became a source of inspiration for artists, thinkers, and explorers alike. Whether shaping the brushstrokes of a masterpiece or the course of a nation's history, dreams remained a powerful force, reminding us of their timeless ability to inspire, guide, and transform. As we turn our gaze to the age of exploration, we'll see how this evolving understanding of dreams continued to shape the ambitions of leaders and the destiny of civilizations. As the Renaissance gave way to the age of exploration, dreams once again took center stage, this time guiding the ambitions of adventurers who sought to chart unknown territories and expand empires. Among these explorers, Christopher Columbus stands as a striking example of how dreams and divine visions were used to justify monumental journeys. Columbus claimed that a series of dreams and visions had inspired his quest to find a westward route to Asia. In one account, he described a divine voice urging him forward, promising that his mission would bring glory to God and open new lands for Christianity. Whether these visions were genuine or a calculated narrative, they served a powerful purpose. They framed Columbus's voyage not as a risky gamble but as a sacred duty sanctioned by heaven itself. This blending of divine inspiration and earthly ambition became a hallmark of the age of exploration, where dreams were often invoked to legitimize the expansion of empires. Columbus wasn't alone in this. Hernán Cortes, the Spanish conquistador who led the expedition that toppled the Aztec Empire, also spoke of dreams and omens guiding his actions. Before his conquest of Tenochtitlan, Cortes recounted a vision in which he saw himself as a liberator, sent by God to bring Christianity to the indigenous peoples of the Americas. Like Columbus, Cortes used these claims of divine favor to rally support for his mission, presenting his conquest as a holy endeavor rather than a quest for gold and power. For European explorers, dreams weren't just personal. They were political tools designed to align their actions with the will of God and secure backing from monarchs and the church. Yet, the role of dreams in the age of exploration wasn't confined to the European perspective. Across the Atlantic, indigenous peoples had their own rich traditions of interpreting dreams and visions. For many Native American tribes, dreams were sacred, seen as messages from the spirit world that guided decisions, healed the sick, and foretold the future. The Aztecs, for example, believed that dreams could reveal the will of their gods, offering guidance on everything from warfare to agriculture. When Cortes arrived, these differing interpretations of dreams created a profound cultural clash. While the Spanish saw their visions as divine mandates for conquest, the Aztecs viewed their own dreams as warnings or calls to resist. This disconnect highlights how dreams, though universal in their occurrence, were deeply shaped by cultural context, often leading to tragic misunderstandings and conflicts. The impact of these differing interpretations extended far beyond the initial encounters. As European powers established colonies, they imposed their own beliefs about dreams and visions, often dismissing or suppressing indigenous traditions. This cultural erasure was part of a broader effort to assert dominance, both politically and spiritually. Yet, despite these efforts, indigenous dream practices persisted, blending with European traditions in ways that continue to influence cultures across the Americas today. This fusion of beliefs underscores the resilience of dreams as a source of meaning and guidance, even in the face of colonization. As the age of exploration drew to a close, the role of dreams in leadership began to shift once again. The Enlightenment, with its emphasis on reason and science, brought new perspectives on the nature of dreams. Thinkers like John Locke and Immanuel Kant explored dreams as products of the mind, questioning their divine origins while still acknowledging their power to inspire and reveal hidden truths. This intellectual movement didn't erase the mystical allure of dreams, it simply reframed it, opening the door to a more psychological understanding that would shape the modern world. From the high seas of Columbus to the philosophical salons of the Enlightenment, dreams remained a constant force, shaping the ambitions of leaders and the destiny of nations. Whether seen as divine messages or reflections of the mind, dreams have always held the power to inspire, justify, and transform. And as we move into the Enlightenment era, we'll see how this evolving understanding of dreams continued to influence leadership, blending the mystical with the rational in ways that resonate even today. As the Enlightenment swept across Europe in the 17th and 18th centuries, it brought with it a wave of new ideas that reshaped how people understood the world and how they understood dreams. Thinkers like John Locke and Voltaire, champions of reason and empiricism, began to question the long-standing belief that dreams were divine messages. For Locke, dreams were not portals to the heavens but products of the mind, influenced by sensory experiences and memory. In his essay concerning human understanding, Locke argued that dreams were essentially the brain's way of processing the day's events, a natural phenomenon rather than a supernatural one. This was a seismic shift, one that placed dreams firmly within the realm of human psychology rather than divine intervention. Voltaire, ever the skeptic, took this idea even further. Known for his sharp wit and biting critiques of superstition, Voltaire saw dreams as little more than the mind's chaotic wanderings during sleep. He famously dismissed the idea that dreams could predict the future or reveal hidden truths, calling such beliefs the follies of the credulous. For Voltaire, dreams were not to be trusted. They were distractions, illusions that could lead people astray if taken too seriously. This rationalist perspective marked a turning point, challenging centuries of tradition and reshaping how leaders approached their own nocturnal visions. Yet, even as Enlightenment thinkers championed reason over revelation, some leaders found ways to balance these new ideas with the occasional use of visionary experiences. Frederick the Great of Prussia, a ruler deeply influenced by Enlightenment ideals, was known for his pragmatic approach to governance, but he was also a man who valued the power of dreams, particularly when they aligned with his ambitions. On the eve of a critical battle during the 7 Years' War, Frederick reportedly had a dream in which he saw his army victorious. While he didn't base his entire strategy on this vision, he used it as a source of inspiration, a reminder of the stakes and the possibility of triumph. For Frederick, dreams were not divine commands but tools, a way to bolster his resolve and inspire his troops. This blending of rational thought and visionary experience reflects a broader tension of the Enlightenment era. On one hand, leaders were embracing the scientific method, valuing logic and evidence over tradition and superstition. On the other, they couldn't entirely let go of the idea that dreams might hold some deeper meaning, even if that meaning was psychological rather than spiritual. This duality would continue to shape how dreams were understood, paving the way for the rise of scientific dream analysis in the 19th century. As the Enlightenment gave way to the Romantic era, however, the pendulum began to swing back. The 19th century saw a resurgence of interest in the mystical and the intuitive, with thinkers and artists alike rediscovering the power of dreams as sources of creativity and insight. This revival wasn't a rejection of reason, it was an expansion, a recognition that the human experience couldn't be fully explained by logic alone. Leaders of this era, much like their Enlightenment predecessors, found themselves navigating this complex landscape, balancing the rational with the visionary in ways that would shape the modern understanding of dreams and their role in leadership. From Locke's empirical insights to Frederick's pragmatic use of dreams, the Enlightenment era marked a pivotal moment in the history of dream interpretation. It was a time when reason and revelation collided, creating a new framework for understanding the mysteries of the mind. And as we'll see, this evolving perspective would continue to influence leaders and thinkers long after the Enlightenment's glow had faded, setting the stage for the next chapter in the enduring story of dreams and their power to shape the course of history. As the Enlightenment's emphasis on reason began to wane, a new movement emerged, one that celebrated the mystical, the emotional, and the intuitive. This was the Romantic era, a time when dreams once again took center stage as sources of inspiration and guidance. For romantic leaders and thinkers, dreams weren't just random thoughts or psychological echoes. They were profound, almost sacred experiences that could reveal truths beyond the reach of logic. And perhaps no figure embodies this romantic fascination with dreams more than Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon, the military genius and emperor of France, was known for his strategic brilliance, but he was also deeply influenced by his dreams. One of the most famous accounts involves a dream he had as a young officer, in which he saw a falling star streak across the sky and land at his feet. To Napoleon, this wasn't just a fleeting image, it was a sign, a divine confirmation of his destiny to rise above his humble origins and reshape the world. This belief in the prophetic power of dreams became a cornerstone of his leadership, fueling his ambition and shaping his decisions. For Napoleon, dreams were more than just personal. They were proof that he was destined for greatness, a belief that inspired both his followers and his adversaries. The Romantic era's embrace of dreams wasn't limited to Napoleon, though. Across Europe, artists, poets, and leaders turned to dreams as sources of creativity and insight. Thinkers like William Blake and Samuel Taylor Coleridge saw dreams as windows into the soul, offering glimpses of deeper truths that couldn't be reached through reason alone. This romantic emphasis on intuition and emotion had a profound impact on leadership, encouraging rulers to trust their instincts and see their visions as more than just pragmatic strategies. Dreams became a way to connect with the unseen, to tap into a higher purpose that transcended the material world. This shift was particularly evident during the tumultuous times of revolution. As empires crumbled and new nations were born, leaders often turned to dreams to justify their actions and rally their followers. Take Simón Bolívar, the liberator of South America, who frequently spoke of dreams that guided his fight for independence. For Bolívar, these visions weren't just personal, they were calls to action, divine mandates to free his people from colonial rule. In a time of upheaval, dreams became a source of hope and unity, a way to inspire courage and perseverance in the face of overwhelming odds. What makes the romantic approach to dreams so compelling is how it balanced the mystical with the practical. Leaders like Napoleon and Bolívar didn't just see their dreams as abstract visions, they used them to fuel their ambitions and shape their legacies. This blending of intuition and action created a powerful narrative, one that resonated deeply with their followers and helped them navigate the chaos of revolution. Dreams became a bridge between the personal and the political, the spiritual and the strategic, offering leaders a way to align their inner worlds with the challenges of their time. As the Romantic era gave way to the Industrial Revolution, this fascination with dreams began to evolve once again. The rise of science and technology brought new ways of understanding the mind, but the Romantic legacy lived on, reminding us that dreams are more than just random firings of the brain. They are a testament to the enduring power of the human imagination, a force that continues to shape leadership, creativity, and the course of history. And as we'll see, this interplay between dreams and ambition would take on new forms in the modern world, where the mystical and the rational continue to collide in fascinating ways. As the world entered an age of revolution, dreams once again emerged as a powerful force, guiding leaders who sought to overthrow oppressive systems and forge new nations. In the American colonies, George Washington, the father of the United States, was no stranger to the influence of visionary experiences. During the darkest days of the Revolutionary War, Washington recounted a dream in which he saw the fledgling nation rising from the ashes of conflict, its people united and free. For Washington, this vision wasn't just a comforting thought. It became a beacon of hope, a reminder of the cause he was fighting for. He shared this dream with his troops, using it to bolster their morale and reinforce the belief that their struggle was not in vain. In a time of uncertainty, dreams became a rallying cry, a way to inspire courage and perseverance against overwhelming odds. Across the Atlantic, in the heart of South America, Simón Bolívar was also turning to dreams to fuel his revolutionary ambitions. Known as El Libertador, Bolívar led the charge against Spanish colonial rule, driven by a deep sense of purpose and a series of vivid dreams. One particularly striking vision occurred during a critical moment in his campaign. Bolívar dreamed of a majestic condor soaring above the Andes, its wings outstretched as if embracing the continent. To him, this was more than just a dream. It was a symbol of liberation, a divine sign that his mission to free South America was blessed by Providence. Bolívar often spoke of these visions to his followers, framing his revolutionary efforts as not just a political struggle but a sacred duty. For the people of Latin America, these dreams became part of their shared identity, a testament to their collective fight for freedom. What's fascinating about these revolutionary leaders is how they used dreams to bridge the gap between the personal and the political. For Washington and Bolívar, dreams weren't just private experiences. They were tools of leadership shared with their people to inspire unity and justify radical change. In a time when the stakes were impossibly high, these visionary moments offered a sense of purpose and direction, helping to transform disparate groups of rebels into cohesive movements. Dreams became more than just symbols. They were the foundation of national identity, woven into the very fabric of the new nations they helped create. The cultural significance of dreams during these revolutionary periods cannot be overstated. In a world where tradition and authority were being questioned, dreams offered a way to connect with something greater, to find meaning in the chaos. They provided a narrative that resonated with the masses, offering hope and a sense of destiny. Whether it was Washington's vision of a free America or Bolívar's dream of a united South America, these experiences became part of the collective memory, shaping how people understood their history and their future. As we move into the modern era, the role of dreams in leadership continues to evolve, but their power remains undeniable. From the battlefields of the American Revolution to the mountains of the Andes, dreams have proven to be more than just fleeting thoughts. They are catalysts for change, sources of inspiration, and reminders of the human capacity to imagine a better world. And as we'll see, this enduring connection between dreams and leadership persists even in the complexities of the 21st century. As the world entered the 20th century, the power of dreams and visions took on a new form, no longer confined to the mystical or the divine, but rooted in the art of rhetoric and the science of human psychology. Modern leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. and Winston Churchill understood the profound impact of visionary language, using it not just to inspire but to transform societies. One of the most iconic examples of this is King's "I Have a Dream" speech, delivered during the March on Washington in 1963. With his words, King painted a vivid picture of a future where racial equality was not just an ideal but a lived reality. His vision wasn't just about what could be, it was about what must be. By framing his message as a dream, King tapped into something universal, a longing for justice and hope that resonated deeply with millions. His speech wasn't just a call to action, it was a shared vision, a collective dream that galvanized a movement and changed the course of history. Winston Churchill, too, mastered the art of visionary leadership, though his approach was shaped by the urgency of war. During the darkest days of World War II, Churchill's speeches were filled with powerful imagery, often invoking dreams of victory and resilience. In his famous "We Shall Fight on the Beaches" address, he didn't just outline a strategy. He painted a picture of defiance and hope, a vision of a nation united against tyranny. Like King, Churchill understood that leadership wasn't just about policies or tactics. It was about inspiring people to see beyond their immediate struggles and believe in a brighter future. His words became a rallying cry, a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, dreams of freedom and triumph could prevail. What makes these modern leaders so compelling is how they harnessed the psychological power of vision. Studies in leadership psychology show that when leaders articulate a clear and compelling vision, it activates a sense of purpose and belonging among their followers. This isn't just about motivation, it's about creating a shared identity, a sense that everyone is part of something larger than themselves. King's dream of equality and Churchill's vision of victory weren't just abstract ideas. They were emotional anchors, helping people navigate uncertainty and find meaning in their struggles. This psychological impact is one reason why visionary leadership remains so effective, even in the modern era. As we shift from the realm of rhetoric to the realm of science, it's fascinating to see how the study of dreams has evolved in the 20th century. Pioneers like Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung laid the groundwork for understanding dreams as windows into the subconscious, revealing hidden desires, fears, and truths. Freud saw dreams as the royal road to the unconscious, while Jung believed they connected us to a collective unconscious, a shared reservoir of human experience. Though their theories were controversial, they opened the door to a more scientific exploration of dreams, one that continues to shape how we think about leadership and human behavior. In the modern era, research has expanded our understanding of dreams even further. Neuroscientists now study the brain activity that occurs during sleep, uncovering how dreams influence memory, creativity, and problem-solving. Leaders, too, have begun to recognize the value of dreams as a source of insight and innovation. From entrepreneurs brainstorming new ideas to activists envisioning social change, dreams remain a powerful tool for shaping the future. This blending of science and symbolism reminds us that while the ways we understand dreams may have changed, their power to inspire and transform remains as strong as ever. As we move forward, we'll see how this modern understanding of dreams continues to influence leadership, blending the psychological with the visionary in ways that resonate across cultures and generations. Whether through the soaring rhetoric of a Martin Luther King Jr. or the quiet introspection of a dream journal, the power of dreams to shape leadership and the world endures, a testament to their timeless hold on the human spirit. The 20th century brought a seismic shift in how we understand dreams, moving them from the realm of the mystical to the domain of science. At the forefront of this revolution was Sigmund Freud, whose groundbreaking work, The Interpretation of Dreams, redefined dreams as windows into the subconscious. Freud argued that dreams were not random but deeply symbolic, revealing hidden desires, fears, and unresolved conflicts. For Freud, dreams were the royal road to the unconscious, a place where our deepest truths lay buried beneath layers of symbolism. This idea resonated far beyond the world of psychology, influencing leaders who began to see their own dreams as opportunities for self-reflection and growth. A leader who understood their subconscious motivations, Freud suggested, could make more informed decisions, free from the biases and blind spots that often cloud judgment. Carl Jung, a student of Freud, took this idea even further. Jung believed that dreams connected us not just to our personal unconscious, but to a collective unconscious, a shared reservoir of human experience filled with universal symbols and archetypes. These archetypes, such as the hero, the sage, or the rebel, appear in dreams across cultures, offering timeless insights into human behavior and leadership. For Jung, dreams weren't just personal, they were collective, tapping into a deeper well of wisdom that transcended individual experience. This perspective gave leaders a new way to think about their visions, framing them not just as personal revelations, but as connections to something larger, something universal. These theories didn't just stay confined to academic circles, they began to shape how leaders approached their own dreams. Take Nelson Mandela, for example. whose leadership during South Africa's transition from apartheid to democracy was deeply influenced by his ability to reflect on his own inner world. Mandela's dreams, often filled with symbols of struggle and reconciliation, mirrored the challenges he faced in waking life. By understanding these dreams through a Jungian lens, Mandela was able to see himself not just as a political leader, but as a figure embodying the archetype of the healer, someone who could bridge divides and restore harmony. This self-awareness became a cornerstone of his leadership, helping him navigate the complexities of his role with both pragmatism and vision. But the influence of these psychological theories extends beyond individual leaders. In the corporate world, executives and entrepreneurs have turned to dream analysis as a tool for innovation and problem-solving. Studies have shown that dreams can enhance creativity, offering fresh perspectives on challenges that seem insurmountable in waking life. Leaders who pay attention to their dreams often find themselves better equipped to think outside the box, drawing on the intuitive insights that emerge during sleep. This blend of psychology and leadership has given rise to a new understanding of dreams, not just as personal experiences, but as strategic assets in the modern world. Yet, while Freud and Jung laid the groundwork for a Western understanding of dreams, their theories are just one piece of a much larger puzzle. Across the globe, cultures have developed their own rich traditions of dream interpretation, often rooted in spiritual or communal practices. In many indigenous cultures, for example, dreams are seen as messages from ancestors or spirits, offering guidance and wisdom. The Aboriginal peoples of Australia have long practiced dream time, a concept that blurs the line between the waking world and the spiritual realm, seeing dreams as a way to connect with the land and its stories. Similarly, in Tibetan Buddhism, dreams are used as tools for spiritual growth, with practitioners engaging in dream yoga to explore the nature of reality and consciousness. This diversity of perspectives reminds us that dreams are not just a psychological phenomenon, they are deeply cultural, shaped by the beliefs and values of the societies that interpret them. For leaders operating in a globalized world, understanding these cultural differences is crucial. A dream that might be seen as a personal revelation in one culture could be viewed as a communal message in another. By embracing this complexity, leaders can draw on the wisdom of multiple traditions, enriching their own understanding and approach. As we continue to explore the role of dreams in leadership, it's clear that their power lies not just in what they reveal, but in how we choose to interpret them. Whether through the lens of psychology, spirituality, or culture, dreams remain a source of insight and inspiration, offering leaders a way to connect with their inner worlds and the world around them. And as we'll see, this interplay between the personal and the collective continues to shape how leaders navigate the challenges of the 21st century, proving that the power of dreams is as relevant today as it was in the ancient world. Across the vast landscapes of China, India, and Africa, dreams have played a profound role in shaping leadership, weaving spiritual and cultural traditions into the fabric of governance. In China, the teachings of Confucius laid the foundation for a society deeply rooted in harmony and hierarchy. Yet, even within this structured worldview, dreams held a sacred place. Chinese emperors, seen as the sons of heaven, often claimed to receive divine visions that affirmed their mandate to rule. One striking example comes from the legendary Emperor Gaozu, founder of the Han Dynasty. Before his rise to power, Gaozu dreamed of a dragon descending from the heavens, a symbol of imperial authority. This vision wasn't just a personal revelation, it was a public declaration of his divine right to lead, a narrative that helped unify a fractured empire under his rule. For Chinese leaders, dreams were more than omens. They were part of a cosmic order connecting the earthly realm to the heavens. In India, dreams have been deeply intertwined with Hindu spirituality, where they are seen as messages from the gods or glimpses into past lives. The Mahabharata, one of India's most revered epics, is filled with stories of dreams guiding kings and warriors. Take the tale of King Harishchandra, whose dreams foretold challenges and triumphs, shaping his decisions and moral compass. In Hindu tradition, dreams are often interpreted through the lens of dharma or righteous duty, offering leaders a spiritual framework for their actions. This connection between dreams and leadership isn't confined to ancient texts. It continues to influence modern Indian leaders, who often turn to spiritual advisors to interpret their visions and align them with their roles as guardians of tradition and progress. Africa, with its rich tapestry of cultures and spiritual traditions, offers a unique perspective on the role of dreams in leadership. Among the Zulu people, dreams are seen as messages from ancestors, guiding not only individuals but entire communities. The legendary Zulu king Shaka Zulu is said to have received visions that shaped his military strategies and leadership style, reinforcing his role as a protector and unifier. Similarly, in West African traditions, leaders often consult with diviners or spiritual guides to interpret their dreams, ensuring their actions align with the will of the ancestors and the needs of their people. For African leaders, dreams are not just personal, they are communal, a way to connect with the spiritual world and uphold the values of their culture. What unites these diverse traditions is the universal belief in the power of dreams to guide and legitimize leadership. Whether through the cosmic visions of Chinese emperors, the Dharma-driven dreams of Indian kings, or the ancestral messages of African leaders, dreams have served as a bridge between the spiritual and the political. They offer a way for leaders to claim divine favor, inspire their people, and navigate the complexities of governance. This shared reverence for dreams highlights a fundamental truth. Across cultures and centuries, humanity has looked to the realm of dreams for guidance, wisdom, and a sense of purpose. As we reflect on these traditions, it's clear that dreams are more than just fleeting images of the night. They are a universal language, one that transcends borders and speaks to the deepest aspirations of the human spirit. From the palaces of ancient China to the savannas of Africa, dreams have shaped the destinies of leaders and the lives of their people, reminding us of their enduring power to inspire, guide, and transform. And as we move forward, we'll see how this ancient connection between dreams and leadership continues to evolve, shaping the world in ways both profound and unexpected. Across continents and centuries, dreams have served as a universal thread, weaving through the tapestry of human leadership in ways that transcend time and culture. From the divine visions of ancient emperors to the prophetic dreams of modern revolutionaries, one thing remains clear: dreams have an unparalleled ability to inspire, legitimize, and guide leaders. What is it about these nocturnal visions that makes them so enduringly powerful? The answer lies in a blend of psychology, culture, and the human need for meaning. At their core, dreams tap into something deeply personal yet universally shared: the subconscious mind. Psychologists have long noted that dreams often reflect our deepest fears, desires, and unresolved conflicts. For leaders, this can be both a source of clarity and a tool for self-reflection. When a king in ancient China dreamed of a dragon, or a revolutionary in South America saw a soaring condor, these visions weren't just random images, they were manifestations of their inner hopes and struggles. Dreams allow leaders to process complex emotions and ideas, offering insights that might otherwise remain hidden. This psychological dimension helps explain why dreams have been embraced by leaders across such diverse cultures and eras. They provide a private space to grapple with the weight of leadership, turning uncertainty into purpose. But dreams are more than just personal, they are deeply cultural. Every society has its own way of interpreting dreams, shaped by its beliefs, values, and traditions. In ancient Egypt, dreams were seen as messages from the gods, a divine endorsement of a pharaoh's rule. In indigenous cultures, dreams are often viewed as conversations with ancestors or spirits, grounding leadership in communal wisdom. These interpretations reflect the broader worldview of each culture, revealing how dreams serve as a bridge between the individual and the collective. For leaders, this cultural dimension is crucial. By framing their dreams within the shared beliefs of their people, they can transform personal visions into powerful narratives that unite and inspire. The universality of dreams in leadership also speaks to a deeper human need, the desire for meaning. In times of upheaval or uncertainty, dreams offer a sense of direction, a way to make sense of the chaos. Whether it's a medieval king dreaming of divine favor or a modern activist envisioning a more just world, dreams provide a narrative that helps leaders and their followers navigate the unknown. This is why dreams have remained relevant across history. They don't just reflect the world as it is, they imagine the world as it could be, offering a vision of hope and possibility that transcends the limits of reality. Yet the power of dreams in leadership also raises important ethical questions. When a leader claims to act on a divine vision or a prophetic dream, how do we assess the legitimacy of their actions? History is filled with examples of dreams being used to justify both noble causes and destructive ambitions. Constantine's vision of the Chi-Rho led to the spread of Christianity, but it also justified military conquest. Napoleon's dreams of destiny fueled his rise to power, but they also plunged Europe into war. These examples remind us that while dreams can inspire great leadership, they can also be manipulated to serve less noble ends. The ethical responsibility lies not in the dream itself, but in how it is interpreted and acted upon. As we reflect on the universality of dreams in leadership, it's clear that their power lies in their ability to connect the personal with the collective, the spiritual with the practical. They remind us that leadership is not just about strategy or charisma. It's about vision, the ability to see beyond the present and imagine a better future. And as we move forward, exploring the ethical implications of using dreams to guide leadership decisions, we'll see how this ancient tool continues to shape the way we think about power, responsibility, and the human capacity for change. As we delve into the ethical dimensions of visionary leadership, it's impossible to ignore the shadow that often accompanies the light of divine or dream-inspired guidance. Leaders who claim to act on visions or dreams wield a powerful tool, one that can inspire unity and purpose, but also one that can be misused to manipulate or control. This duality raises critical questions. When does visionary leadership cross the line into exploitation? And how can we discern whether a leader's dream is a genuine call to action or a cleverly crafted narrative designed to serve their own ambitions? History is rife with examples of leaders who use dreams or visions to justify actions that, in hindsight, seem questionable at best. Take the case of Adolf Hitler, who claimed that a dream early in his life revealed his destiny to lead Germany. While the authenticity of this claim is debated, what's undeniable is how Hitler used the idea of a divine mission to rally millions behind his ideology, leading to catastrophic consequences. This extreme example underscores the danger of unquestioningly accepting a leader's visionary claims. Without critical thinking and accountability, the power of dreams can be twisted into a weapon, turning inspiration into indoctrination. Yet, the potential for abuse doesn't diminish the genuine power of dreams to inspire positive change. Consider the story of Harriet Tubman, the courageous abolitionist who guided enslaved people to freedom through the Underground Railroad. Tubman attributed much of her success to vivid dreams and visions, which she believed were messages from God. These dreams not only guided her through treacherous journeys, but also gave her the strength to persevere in the face of unimaginable danger. For Tubman, dreams were a source of moral clarity, reinforcing her commitment to justice and freedom. Her story reminds us that dreams, when grounded in integrity and compassion, can be a force for profound good. The key lies in balancing visionary inspiration with ethical responsibility. Leaders who claim divine or dream-based guidance must be held to a higher standard of transparency and accountability. This means encouraging open dialogue about the source and meaning of their visions, inviting scrutiny rather than demanding blind faith. It also requires followers to engage in critical thinking, asking hard questions about the motivations behind a leader's actions. After all, the true measure of visionary leadership isn't just the grandeur of the dream, it's the integrity with which it's pursued. At the same time, we must recognize that dreams themselves are neither inherently good nor bad. They are tools shaped by the intentions of those who wield them. When used ethically, dreams can spark movements, foster unity, and ignite the imagination. They can remind us of our shared humanity and our capacity to strive for something greater. But when exploited, they can divide, deceive, and destroy. The challenge for leaders, and for all of us, is to harness the power of dreams responsibly, ensuring that they serve as a force for positive change rather than a means of control. As we move forward, we'll explore how dreams continue to inspire leaders in the modern world, from activists fighting for social justice to innovators shaping the future of technology. By examining these contemporary examples, we'll see how the ethical use of visionary leadership can create a brighter, more inclusive future, one where dreams are not just a source of inspiration but a catalyst for meaningful, lasting change. In the annals of history, few forces have proven as transformative as the power of a dream. For visionary leaders like Mahatma Gandhi and Nelson Mandela, dreams were not just fleeting thoughts of the night. They were blueprints for revolution, guiding lights that illuminated the path toward justice and equality. Gandhi's vision of a free India, rooted in the principles of nonviolence and self-reliance, was more than a political strategy. It was a dream of a nation reborn, where every individual could live with dignity and freedom. This dream, shared by millions, became the backbone of India's independence movement, proving that a collective vision could dismantle even the mightiest of empires. Gandhi's ability to articulate this dream, to make it tangible and urgent, transformed it into a rallying cry that united people across caste, religion, and class. It was a reminder that dreams, when grounded in moral clarity and shared purpose, can move mountains. Nelson Mandela's dream of a united South Africa, free from the chains of apartheid, offers another striking example of how dreams can inspire profound change. Mandela's vision extended beyond the end of racial segregation. It was a dream of reconciliation, of a nation where former enemies could stand side by side as equals. His famous declaration, "I have cherished the ideal of a democratic and free society," was not just a political statement. It was a dream he carried through decades of imprisonment, a beacon of hope that sustained him and his followers during their darkest hours. Mandela's ability to dream of a better future, even in the face of unimaginable suffering, became a cornerstone of his leadership. It showed the world that dreams are not passive, they are active forces capable of reshaping reality. What makes these examples so compelling is how these leaders transformed their personal dreams into collective movements. Gandhi and Mandela didn't just dream for themselves. They dreamed for their people, framing their visions in ways that resonated deeply with the masses. This ability to articulate a shared dream is one of the hallmarks of visionary leadership. It's not enough to have a dream, it must be communicated, made tangible, and rooted in the hopes and struggles of those who share it. When done effectively, this process can turn a dream into a movement, inspiring people to take action and believe in the possibility of change. But the transformative power of dreams isn't limited to grand political movements. On a personal level, dreams can also serve as powerful tools for leadership development. Many leaders, from entrepreneurs to activists, have found that their dreams offer unique insights into their values, motivations, and fears. By reflecting on their dreams, they gain a deeper understanding of themselves, which in turn helps them lead with greater authenticity and purpose. This introspective approach to leadership is not about predicting the future or receiving divine messages. It's about using dreams as a mirror, a way to explore the inner landscape and uncover truths that might otherwise remain hidden. Take the example of modern leaders who credit their dreams with sparking innovative ideas or solving complex problems. Studies have shown that during sleep, the brain processes information in ways that enhance creativity and problem solving. Leaders who pay attention to their dreams often find themselves better equipped to navigate challenges, drawing on the intuitive insights that emerge during sleep. This blend of introspection and innovation highlights another dimension of dreams, their ability to foster personal growth and resilience, qualities that are essential for effective leadership. As we consider the role of dreams in leadership, it's clear that their power lies not just in their ability to inspire collective action, but also in their capacity to shape the individual. From Gandhi's dream of freedom to Mandela's vision of unity, dreams have proven to be catalysts for both personal and societal transformation. They remind us that leadership is not just about strategy or charisma, it's about vision, the ability to see beyond the present and imagine a better future. And as we'll see, this interplay between dreams and leadership continues to evolve, offering new ways to navigate the complexities of the modern world. Whether on the global stage or within the quiet corners of the mind, dreams remain a timeless source of inspiration, guiding us toward a brighter, more inclusive future. Dreams aren't just the stuff of ancient legends or grand political movements. They can also be powerful tools for personal growth, especially for those stepping into leadership roles. Imagine waking up from a vivid dream that leaves you with a lingering sense of clarity or urgency. What if that dream held the key to unlocking your potential as a leader? The truth is, dreams can serve as a mirror, reflecting our deepest fears, aspirations, and untapped strengths. By learning to interpret these nocturnal messages, individuals can gain profound insights into their own leadership style, helping them make better decisions and navigate challenges with greater confidence. So, how can you start using your dreams to enhance your leadership skills? One effective technique is keeping a dream journal. By recording your dreams as soon as you wake up, you create a tangible record of your subconscious thoughts. Over time, patterns may emerge, recurring themes, symbols, or emotions that offer clues about your inner world. For instance, if you frequently dream about being lost or searching for something, it might reflect a sense of uncertainty in your waking life. Recognizing these patterns can help you address underlying anxieties or blind spots, allowing you to lead with greater self-awareness and authenticity. Another approach is to engage in active reflection. After recording a dream, take a moment to sit with it. What emotions did it evoke? What challenges or opportunities did it present? By asking yourself these questions, you can begin to decode the symbolic language of your subconscious. For example, a dream about climbing a mountain might represent a personal or professional goal, while a storm could symbolize unresolved conflict. Reflecting on these symbols can provide valuable insights into your priorities, fears, and motivations, helping you align your actions with your deeper values. But dreams aren't just about introspection, they can also spark creativity and innovation. Many leaders find that their most inspired ideas come to them during sleep, when the mind is free to wander and make unexpected connections. This phenomenon, often called dream incubation, involves focusing on a specific problem or question before bed, then allowing your dreams to offer potential solutions. Leaders like Thomas Edison and Mary Shelley famously used this technique, drawing on their dreams to fuel groundbreaking inventions and literary masterpieces. By tapping into this creative reservoir, you can approach challenges with fresh perspectives and unconventional solutions. Of course, interpreting dreams is as much an art as it is a science. While some symbols may have universal meanings, others are deeply personal, shaped by your unique experiences and cultural background. This is where intuition comes into play. Leaders who trust their gut instincts often find that their dreams reinforce or challenge their intuitive feelings, providing a deeper layer of insight. For example, if you have a gut feeling about a risky decision but dream of success in a similar scenario, it might give you the confidence to move forward. Conversely, a dream filled with doubt could prompt you to reevaluate your approach. As we look to the future of leadership, the role of dreams and visions is likely to evolve in fascinating ways. Advances in neuroscience and psychology are shedding new light on the mechanics of dreaming, offering leaders even more tools to harness their subconscious minds. At the same time, the growing emphasis on emotional intelligence and self-awareness in leadership underscores the importance of understanding our inner worlds. By embracing the wisdom of our dreams, we can cultivate a more holistic approach to leadership, one that balances logic with intuition, strategy with creativity, and ambition with empathy. The journey of personal leadership development is deeply personal, yet it's also universal. Whether you're a CEO, an activist, or someone just starting to explore your potential, dreams can be a powerful ally. They remind us that leadership isn't just about external achievements, it's about inner growth, self-discovery, and the courage to follow your vision, even when the path ahead is unclear. And as we continue to explore the intersection of dreams and leadership, we'll see how this ancient tool remains as relevant today as it was in the time of Alexander the Great or Gandhi. After all, the most transformative visions often begin in the quiet moments of the night, when the world is still and the mind is free to dream. As we stand on the brink of a new era, one thing is certain: the role of dreams and visions in leadership is far from fading. In fact, as our world grows more complex and interconnected, the need for visionary guidance has never been greater. But what might the future hold for this ancient and powerful tool? How will advancements in neuroscience, artificial intelligence, and our evolving understanding of the human mind reshape the way leaders dream and act on those dreams? The answers to these questions could redefine the very essence of leadership in the decades to come. Consider the rapid progress in neuroscience. Researchers are now able to map the brain's activity during sleep with unprecedented precision, uncovering how dreams influence memory, creativity, and decision-making. Imagine a future where leaders can harness this knowledge, using techniques like targeted dream incubation to solve complex problems or spark innovative ideas. What if, instead of waiting for inspiration to strike, leaders could actively shape their dreams to address specific challenges? This isn't science fiction, it's a tangible possibility, one that could transform how we think about leadership and problem solving. Artificial intelligence adds another layer to this evolving landscape. AI systems are already being used to analyze patterns in human behavior, predict trends, and even simulate decision-making processes. Could these tools one day help us decode the symbolic language of dreams, offering leaders new insights into their subconscious minds? While this raises ethical questions about privacy and autonomy, it also opens the door to a future where dreams and data work hand in hand, blending intuition with analytics to create a more holistic approach to leadership. Yet, even as technology advances, the human need for visionary guidance remains constant. In a world that often feels overwhelming, marked by rapid change, uncertainty, and global challenges, dreams offer a unique source of clarity and hope. They remind us of our capacity to imagine a better future, to see beyond the immediate and strive for something greater. This is why visionary leadership rooted in the power of dreams will always be relevant. Whether it's a CEO envisioning a more sustainable business model or an activist dreaming of a more just society, the ability to dream big and inspire others to follow remains a cornerstone of effective leadership. Throughout this exploration, we've seen how dreams have shaped leaders across time and cultures, from the ancient kings who sought divine visions to the modern activists who turned their dreams into movements. What ties these stories together is a universal truth. Dreams are more than just personal experiences. They are bridges between the individual and the collective, the practical and the spiritual, the past and the future. They remind us that leadership is not just about strategy or charisma. It's about vision, the ability to see what others cannot and to inspire others to believe in that vision. As we look ahead, the interplay between dreams and leadership is poised to evolve in exciting ways. Advances in science and technology will undoubtedly deepen our understanding of dreams, offering new tools for leaders to harness their subconscious minds. At the same time, the timeless human need for visionary guidance will continue to drive us to dream, to imagine, and to strive for a better world. The future of visionary leadership, then, lies in balancing these two forces, embracing innovation while staying rooted in the enduring power of dreams. So, as we close this journey through the role of dreams in leadership, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've uncovered. From the divine visions of ancient rulers to the psychological insights of modern thinkers, dreams have proven to be a constant source of inspiration and guidance. They remind us that leadership is as much about imagination as it is about action, as much about the inner world as the outer one. And as we move forward, facing the challenges and opportunities of an ever-changing world, one thing is clear: the power of dreams to shape leadership, and the world will endure, a testament to the timeless human spirit and its boundless capacity to dream. Visionary leadership isn't just about grand ideas or bold actions, it's about the profound psychological impact it has on both leaders and those who follow them. When a leader articulates a compelling vision, it does more than inspire. It creates a shared sense of purpose that binds people together. This sense of unity is powerful, tapping into a fundamental human need to belong to something larger than ourselves. Studies in leadership psychology show that when followers feel connected to a shared vision, they're more motivated, more committed, and more willing to go the extra mile. It's not just about achieving goals, it's about believing in a future that feels worth fighting for. At the heart of this dynamic is the leader's ability to communicate their vision with clarity and passion. Charisma plays a significant role here, not in the superficial sense of charm, but as a magnetic force that draws people in and makes them believe in the impossible. Take Martin Luther King Jr.'s "I Have a Dream" speech, for example. His words didn't just describe a vision of equality, they made it feel tangible, urgent, and within reach. This emotional resonance is what transforms a vision from an abstract idea into a collective mission. Leaders who can harness this power don't just lead, they inspire others to lead alongside them. But charisma alone isn't enough. Visionary leaders also rely heavily on emotional intelligence, the ability to understand and manage their own emotions while empathizing with others. This skill allows them to connect with their followers on a deeper level, building trust and fostering a sense of mutual respect. When a leader genuinely understands the hopes, fears, and aspirations of their team, they can craft a vision that resonates on a personal level. It's not just about what the leader wants, it's about what the people need. This emotional connection is what turns a vision into a movement as followers feel seen, heard, and valued. The psychological impact of visionary leadership extends beyond motivation and unity. it also shapes the way people see themselves and their roles within the larger mission. When followers believe in a shared vision, they're more likely to take ownership of their contributions, viewing their work as part of a greater purpose. This sense of agency can be incredibly empowering, boosting confidence and fostering a culture of accountability. In this way, visionary leadership doesn't just change what people do, it changes how they think about themselves and their potential. Yet, the influence of visionary leadership doesn't stop at the individual or organizational level. It leaves a lasting cultural legacy. Consider the enduring impact of leaders like Nelson Mandela or Mahatma Gandhi, whose visions transcended their lifetimes, shaping the values and aspirations of entire nations. These leaders didn't just achieve short-term goals, they planted seeds of change that continue to grow long after they're gone. Their visions became part of the collective consciousness, inspiring future generations to carry the torch forward. This is the true power of visionary leadership. It doesn't just shape the present, it shapes the future. As we reflect on the psychological and cultural dimensions of visionary leadership, it's clear that its impact is both profound and far-reaching. By creating a shared sense of purpose, fostering emotional connections, and leaving a lasting legacy, visionary leaders remind us of the transformative power of a dream. And as we move forward, exploring how these principles continue to inspire leaders today, we'll see how the lessons of the past can guide us toward a brighter, more unified future. Whether in the boardroom, the community, or the global stage, the power of vision remains an essential force for change, one that continues to shape the world in ways both seen and unseen. The dreams and visions of ancient leaders didn't just shape their own eras, they left an indelible mark on the cultures and societies that followed, weaving themselves into the very fabric of history. These visionary experiences gave rise to myths, legends, and narratives that continue to captivate us today, serving as timeless reminders of the power of dreams to inspire and guide. From the epic tales of Gilgamesh to the divine visions of Constantine, these stories have transcended their original contexts, becoming part of our collective imagination. They remind us that leadership isn't just about the present moment, it's about the legacy we leave behind, the stories that endure long after we're gone. One of the most enduring examples of this cultural legacy is the way ancient dreams have been immortalized in art and literature. Take, for instance, the story of Alexander the Great and his dream of a radiant figure urging him to conquer Persia. This tale, passed down through generations, has been depicted in countless paintings, sculptures, and poems, each interpretation adding new layers of meaning. These artistic representations don't just celebrate Alexander's achievements, they explore the universal themes of ambition, destiny, and the human desire to transcend limits. In this way, ancient visionary experiences have become more than just historical events. They've become symbols of what it means to dream big and strive for greatness. Religious and spiritual traditions also bear the imprint of ancient visionary leadership. The biblical story of Joseph, whose dreams foretold his rise to power in Egypt, has inspired countless interpretations and teachings, emphasizing the importance of faith and perseverance. Similarly, the dream stele of Thutmose IV, erected to commemorate his divine encounter with the Sphinx, remains a powerful symbol of divine favor and legitimacy. These narratives have shaped the way societies understand leadership, framing it as a sacred duty guided by higher forces. They've also reinforced the idea that dreams can serve as a bridge between the earthly and the divine, offering a source of guidance and inspiration that transcends time and culture. But the cultural legacy of visionary leadership isn't confined to the distant past. Even today, we see echoes of ancient practices in the way modern leaders use dreams and visions to inspire change. The enduring fascination with visionary experiences reflects a deep-seated human need to find meaning and purpose in the unknown. Whether it's a CEO drawing on a dream to innovate or an activist envisioning a more just world, the ancient tradition of seeking guidance through dreams continues to resonate. It's a reminder that, despite the vast changes in how we live and lead, some aspects of the human experience remain constant. What can modern leaders learn from these ancient visionary practices? For one, they offer a powerful lesson in the importance of storytelling. Ancient leaders understood that a compelling vision isn't just about the idea itself. It's about how it's communicated, how it's woven into a narrative that resonates with others. They also remind us that leadership is as much about inspiration as it is about action, about the ability to see beyond the immediate and imagine a better future. Perhaps most importantly, they show us that dreams, whether personal or collective, have the power to unite, to inspire, and to transform. As we reflect on the cultural legacy of visionary leadership, it's clear that dreams have always been more than just fleeting thoughts of the night. They are threads that connect us to our past, our present, and our future, reminding us of our shared humanity and our boundless capacity to dream. And as we move forward, exploring how these ancient lessons can inform the challenges of today, we'll see that the power of visionary leadership is as relevant now as it was in the time of Alexander, Constantine, or Gilgamesh. The stories we tell, the visions we share, and the dreams we pursue continue to shape not just our leaders but the world we live in, a world built on the enduring power of the human spirit to imagine, to strive, and to inspire. What can today's leaders learn from the ancient practice of turning to dreams and visions for guidance? At first glance, it might seem like a relic of the past, something better suited to the pages of history than the boardrooms and leadership workshops of the modern world. But the truth is, the lessons from ancient visionary leadership are more relevant than ever. In a world that often feels chaotic and uncertain, the ability to balance intuition with reason, to dream boldly while staying grounded, is a skill every leader can benefit from. Let's break it down. One of the most enduring lessons from ancient leaders is the power of intuition. Whether it was Alexander the Great trusting a divine vision or Gandhi drawing inspiration from his dreams, these leaders understood that intuition, that inner voice or gut feeling, could be a powerful guide. In today's fast-paced, data-driven world, it's easy to dismiss intuition as unscientific or unreliable. But research in psychology and neuroscience shows that intuition is often the brain's way of processing complex information subconsciously. It's not about rejecting logic or evidence. It's about combining them with a deeper, more instinctive understanding. Modern leaders can learn to cultivate this balance, using data and analysis to inform their decisions while also paying attention to their inner wisdom. But intuition alone isn't enough. Ancient leaders also knew the importance of ethical considerations and accountability. Take, for example, the story of Croesus, the king who misinterpreted the Oracle of Delphi's prophecy and led his empire to ruin. His mistake wasn't just in trusting the vision, it was in failing to question its meaning and implications. Modern leaders face similar challenges. When acting on a dream or vision, it's crucial to ask, who does this serve? What are the potential consequences? Ethical leadership means being transparent about the sources of your inspiration and taking responsibility for the outcomes. It's about ensuring that your vision aligns not just with your ambitions but with the well-being of the people you lead. Another key lesson is the importance of storytelling. Ancient leaders didn't just have dreams, they shared them, weaving their visions into narratives that inspired and united their people. Think of Mandela's dream of a reconciled South Africa or Martin Luther King Jr.'s vision of racial equality. These weren't just personal aspirations, they were shared stories that gave people hope and direction. Modern leaders can take a page from this playbook, using storytelling to communicate their vision in a way that resonates emotionally and culturally. A well-told story can transform a lofty goal into a shared mission, turning followers into active participants in the journey. At the same time, it's essential to approach visionary leadership with humility. Dreams and visions can be powerful, but they're not infallible. History is full of examples where leaders misread their visions or use them to justify harmful actions. This is why accountability matters. Leaders must be willing to seek feedback, to question their assumptions, and to adapt when necessary. Visionary leadership isn't about being rigid or dogmatic, it's about being open to growth and learning, even when it challenges your initial beliefs. So, what does this mean for you? Whether you're leading a team, a company, or a community, the ancient practice of using dreams and visions offers valuable insights. It's about finding that sweet spot between intuition and reason, between bold vision and ethical action. It's about telling stories that inspire and unite while also staying accountable to the people you serve. And perhaps most importantly, it's about reflecting on your own experiences. Have you ever had a dream or vision that guided you? What did it teach you about yourself and your leadership? These questions aren't just academic, they're invitations to explore the untapped potential within you. As we wrap up this exploration of visionary leadership, let's remember that dreams aren't just the stuff of ancient legends or distant futures. They're part of who we are, a reflection of our hopes, fears, and aspirations. By embracing the lessons of the past, we can navigate the complexities of the present and build a better future, one dream, one vision, one step at a time. But what about you? Have you ever stopped to consider the role dreams and visions might play in your own life? Whether you're a CEO, a student, or someone simply navigating the complexities of daily life, there's something profoundly universal about the human capacity to dream. Think about it. When was the last time a dream, an idea, or even a fleeting moment of inspiration nudged you toward a decision or a new path? The truth is, you don't have to be an ancient king or a modern revolutionary to harness the power of your inner visionary. It starts with reflection, with taking a moment to explore the whispers of your subconscious mind and the sparks of intuition that guide you, even when you're not fully aware of it. Ask yourself, what dreams or visions have shaped your life so far? Maybe it's a career goal you've been quietly nurturing, or a creative project that feels almost too big to tackle. Perhaps it's something more personal, a dream of building stronger relationships, finding balance, or making a meaningful impact in your community. Whatever it is, these visions aren't just idle thoughts. They're glimpses of what could be, signposts pointing toward your potential. The question is, how can you tap into them more consciously? How can you turn those fleeting moments of inspiration into actionable steps toward growth? One way to start is by paying closer attention to your dreams, both literal and figurative. Keep a journal by your bed to capture the ideas or images that surface during sleep. Even if they seem random or nonsensical at first, patterns might emerge over time, symbols, emotions, or recurring themes that offer clues about your deeper desires and fears. Similarly, in your waking life, take note of the moments when you feel most inspired or energized. What were you doing? Who were you with? These are the seeds of your personal vision waiting to be nurtured. But reflection is only the first step. The real magic happens when you act on those insights. This doesn't mean you have to quit your job or start a revolution overnight. It could be as simple as setting aside time each week to work on a passion project or having a conversation with someone who shares your vision. The key is to create space in your life for your dreams to grow, even in small ways. After all, every great leader, every visionary started somewhere. They didn't wait for the perfect moment, they created it one step at a time. And let's not forget the role of intuition in all of this. While logic and planning are essential, there's also a place for trusting your gut. Think about the times when a decision felt right, even if you couldn't fully explain why. That's intuition at work, and it's a skill you can cultivate. Start by listening more closely to your instincts, especially in moments of uncertainty. Ask yourself, what feels aligned with my values and goals? What feels out of sync? Over time, this practice can help you make decisions with greater confidence and clarity. As we prepare to wrap up this exploration of dreams and visionary leadership, take a moment to reflect on what resonates most with you. What lessons from history or insights from your own life stand out? And how might you carry these ideas forward, not just as a leader, but as someone striving to live with purpose and vision? The truth is, the power to dream and to act on those dreams isn't reserved for the few. It's a gift we all share, a reminder of our capacity to imagine, to create, and to inspire. So, as we move toward the conclusion of this video, let's carry this thought with us. Dreams are more than just fleeting thoughts or nighttime stories. They're the seeds of possibility waiting to be planted and nurtured. Whether you're leading a team, building a business, or simply trying to live a more meaningful life, your dreams have the power to guide you, if you're willing to listen. The journey starts with you, with the courage to explore your inner world and embrace the visionary within. And who knows, the next great dream, the next transformative vision might just be yours. Throughout this journey, we've explored how dreams and visions have shaped the course of human history, guiding leaders from the ancient world to the modern era. From the divine whispers that inspired Alexander the Great to the prophetic dreams of Harriet Tubman, these visionary experiences have proven to be more than just fleeting thoughts. They are powerful forces that have moved nations, toppled empires, and sparked revolutions. Whether seen as messages from the gods, reflections of the subconscious, or calls to action, dreams have consistently served as a bridge between the personal and the collective, the practical and the spiritual. What stands out most is the universality of this phenomenon. Across cultures, continents, and centuries, leaders have turned to dreams for guidance, inspiration, and legitimacy. In Mesopotamia, dreams were sacred blueprints for action. In Egypt, they reinforced the divine authority of pharaohs. In the modern world, they've fueled movements for justice and equality. This enduring connection between dreams and leadership reveals something fundamental about the human condition: our deep-seated need to find meaning, purpose, and hope in the unknown. Dreams remind us that leadership isn't just about strategy or charisma. It's about vision, the ability to imagine a better future and inspire others to believe in it. But the power of dreams isn't confined to the past. As we've seen, visionary experiences continue to shape the world today, from the boardroom to the battlefield, from the artist's studio to the activist's rally. They remind us that the ability to dream, to see beyond the present and strive for something greater, is a timeless and universal gift. It's a gift that each of us carries, whether we're leading a team, building a business, or simply navigating the complexities of everyday life. The question is, how will we use it? How will we harness the power of our own dreams to create positive change, both in our lives and in the lives of others? As we close this exploration, let's take a moment to reflect on the words of Carl Jung, who once said, "Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart." Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes. This idea that dreams are not just about the external world but about the inner landscape of the human spirit captures the essence of what we've uncovered. Dreams are more than just visions of what could be. They are invitations to awaken to our own potential, to connect with our deepest truths, and to lead with courage, empathy, and purpose. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the power of dreams and visionary leadership. If this exploration has sparked your curiosity or inspired you to reflect on your own dreams, we'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into historical mysteries and timeless lessons on leadership. Until next time, keep dreaming boldly, because the future belongs to those who dare to